What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S, part of Den Media Group, presented by alphacliniconline.com. Alphacliniconline.com is your go-to website. You need to go there, check it out, get your hormones regulated, get everything fixed, all that jazz. We've had this is 3 shows in a row. Obviously, this is the first Big Games BS we've had since before my birthday. I just didn't feel like working on my birthday. We was traveling, doing a lot of other stuff. We've had some really cool moments where we talked about. We'll go over some quick talking points in that right now, obviously. So if football season is right around the corner. So got a chance to watch FSU's practice, got a chance to see recruiting camp. I've given some my insights, my updates on what recruiting is actually like. I mean, what we should be looking forward to and what we should be how we should be viewing it. But at the end of the day, you view it as you view it. So hold on, let me share this. And we'll be back to doing the shows in the morning now, considering football season flips my schedule. So I will be still doing sporadics Mondays and Thursdays. Should have more time for Mark Rogers. Probably be doing some different content related things. Trying to just continue to push more product on the channel. We are the slowest growth that we've had since the beginning of the channel. We have literally been close to 6,000 for so long. Yeah. I think we got to 5,000 before I went to the combine, if I'm correct. I don't know. Actually, I have a whole thing. Let me look to see what the growth has really been. Our membership is down. Again, maybe I just ain't fucking with your boy like I thought, but I would love for you to become a subscriber. We're literally 33 away. 33 away from the 6,000 mark. And we're, far away from the 500 members mark. I would love to have 500 members by the end of the year. Let me look at these last. So let's check the 365. Trying to give you guys a number. Right? I mean, it's showing that we've had crazy growth, so that's always good. Yeah, it's been quite some time. We've only had 302 subscribers since in the last 90 days. So we got to up that by a lot more. So we were getting 300 a month almost at one point. So well, actually I can tell you about my whole 2024. Yeah, we had a spike, and it was right before the combine. We had the huge spike, and then we've been kind of just vibing since. So would love for you guys to join the channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I haven't pushed it as much as I pushed the book bag drive. Last book bag drive is this weekend coming up, so we'll get back to it. But just remember, I've offered this. Once we get to 10,000 subs, I will give away a pair of season tickets to FSU, since that's most of you guys, or whatever your favorite team is. We would do that, as well as the other money things that we have as well. Again, I know very few channels are offering these same things as I am. So just love that. Also, if you guys would please, I know we'll always have a decent amount of people watching on the YouTube, but for whatever reason, Twitter is just where it's at, and everybody just really loves consuming this on Twitter. And I would appreciate it if y'all would just Just give YouTube a shot. You want to know the bullshit I'm talking about? So check this right here. I'm always at practices, but I've literally never had this. Shout out to my guy. We called him Deuce. If you follow Florida State football a long time, my guy Deuce is Anton Smith. Anton Smith is dope. Remember him being recruited. Remember all those different things. Anton Smith came to practice today. He's at practice today. Got a nice picture of him. Like, this is what we be talking about when I say these cats. And my guy Chris Nee posted it. And I love Chris Nee. But like, yo, my G. Like, look at Chris N-E-E. Yeah, no, Anton's from Pahokee. He played for the Falcons. Yeah, he played for the Falcons. But if you look up, type in, it should be like CNE247 or something like that. Just want y'all to just see. Again, this is the stuff I'll be talking about. Yeah, CNE247. And again, he should highlight this guy being here. CNEE247. Just want y'all to see this is the shit I'll be talking about, guys. If I could just get them to retweet one of my book bag drives, like, the world would be a great place. I just want y'all to realize, man, this is, I mean, I don't know what else to, y'all tell me what it looked like, and then we'll go from there. But I just don't understand it. They have never made an announcement of James Coleman attending the football practice. Again, Chris is is a really dope ass reporter, by the way. I fucks with Chris. But this is just something, if you scroll down a little bit, Miles, it's his first tweet. Yeah, right there. Boom. That's my guy, Deuce. Anton Smith at practice. Did y'all know James Coleman was at practice? It's outside of James Coleman telling y'all he was at practice on Sunday. There's never a picture of just saying, hey, James Coleman was at practice. Now, in his defense, I don't think anybody talked about Todd Fordham being at practice either on Sunday. Todd Fordham is a Noel legend, offensive lineman, played years in the NFL, has a son who's has another son who's a top prospect. All I'm saying is, man, they'll never show me the love, man, that they show everybody else, man. And they get mad at me, but they talk to me in my DMs, man. Why are you undermining me? Why are you doing this, man? I'm like, God damn, dog. It was my birthday weekend, bro. Y'all could have gave me, you didn't even have to say happy birthday, James. You could have just been like, you know what? Here's my birthday gift to you, James. I'm going to retweet your little ass book bag drive, and I'm going to let the world know that you was at practice. Like, God damn, bro.
You got to wear the muscle shirts. It's a shirt.
That's what, Anton looks good. I seen that. I seen Deuce in the spring when I was in Tallahassee for the spring game, and I was just like, hey, man, you still look like you could play, bro. Like, and Deuce is so what is it? Deuce is old. Obviously, I'm older than him, but he's only like, so he's 37. He's on the 37, 38, more than likely on the downward trend of getting close to 40. Y'all gonna make me y'all gonna make me an angry old man. My 40s is gonna start off like I'm not gonna hold you. I'm angry, man. I'm a little pissed off. Not, but just in general, like I'm just angry, man. I'm just like, I'm mad. They're like, did you have a good? What did you do for your birthday? Did fucking nothing. I got drama on my birthday. That's what I got on my birthday. Talking about some shit with my lovely sister, like dealing with some bullshit with that.
Oh
no, I mean, it's all good. It's just happening. It is what it is. Misunderstandings sometimes happen. But I'm like, y'all could have called me on another fucking day. You could have talked to me. This clearly could have conversation. Could have waited till today. We'll have the same outcome if we would have waited till today.
It's a Monday morning conversation.
Can we not have this fucking convo on my birthday? Mm-hmm. Like, that's not asking a lot. Just like, hey, can we not have this? And then, but the coverage of the thing with the event was good, but we're still having our big one in Jacksonville. These are the text messages. I played it. I need that. We still need this. I'm still down.
Donations.
It's $36 a bag, guys.
Gifts.
Like, yo, if you I still need more school supplies. I still need this. Help a brother out. I tried to say, like, you know what, man, what I would love, just nothing more. You know, you try to do the noble thing. Man, fuck that. I'm not doing after this, I am no longer doing the noble thing. I'm not saying stuff like, I don't want anything for my birthday. Just give me the kids. Give it to the kids. No, fuck that. I should have, I bet I had I bet I would have had 2 midgets on Friday if I'd have been harping on getting my midgets. Yes, Polo Kid. I'm going to turn into the get off my lawn guy. But yes, we're still doing the book bag drive. Click on that real quick. Like, shout out to WC again. When I talk about this, the shout out to WCTV, round the clock cover. I felt like I was doing an important event. They was at the book bag drive. They was at this. Let's go ahead. Matter of fact, WCTV finna get some plug. Unless y'all motherfuckers demonetize me, I will cuss y'all out. But you're gonna demonetize me talking about me. But go ahead and push play so you guys can kind of get a glimpse of what the book bag drive look like. I hate that.
Yeah, they're gonna get there.
They gotta get it, man. Listen, I ain't even hate, man. Get your bread, get your paper. I said we can't skip it at this point. There we go.
And opening gifts, but not former Florida State football player James Coleman. Instead, he chooses to give back every year on his birthday. Coleman was celebrating the Big 4-0 and held his 5th consecutive Give Back weekend. The former New Orleans Saint handed out over 800 backpacks and gave out over 1,000 meals to those in need. He says he will always give back to his hometown.
Each time we do it, it's kind of showing a pattern. And again, maybe it'll make other people want to do the same thing. I mean, it's enough successful people that have come out of this city to where we could be doing one of these every weekend and being able to help. So that's really why it's important. But more importantly, again, I'm grateful for the city of Tallahassee, but I want to make sure that people know that this city is very important to me. And that's really why we do it.
The charity weekend will continue on Sunday with a football camp held at Florida A&M DRS.
But yeah, man, you know, shout out again. Shout out to
Mystic, and I teach one of the
shout
most
out to
diverse
Allison
acting classes in the world.
We can get them off now. Shout out to Allison Posey for doing the things that she does for athletes, humanizing athletes. I really love the way she reports and the way she discusses things, man. It's great. But going to the next thing. So we got Jacksonville coming up. Go to jamescolemangivesback.com. Got any more of those housekeeping things? I think we gotta have Alice's interview with me too that we can play before we get into the meat and potatoes of what's going on. But we'll listen to Allison. This is Allison. Allison is a dope ass reporter. More people need to be like Allison. Allison just gonna state the facts, man. Love it.
Is home for James Coleman. He played football at Florida High before suiting up for Bobby Bowden at Florida State. Although he lives in Jacksonville now for the 5th straight year, on his birthday weekend, Coleman makes the 2.5-hour drive down I-10 West to come home and to give back. It's his annual community give back weekend. Tomorrow there's a backpack giveaway and food distribution at Bond Elementary. And on Sunday, Coleman hosts his free youth football camp at FAMU DRS. It's his way of saying thanks to the city that raised him. He said people did a lot for him as a kid. Now he wants to impact the youth of today, give them someone to look up to. And if he can impact just one kid this weekend in a positive way, Coleman said he's going to stop.
Why not show that just a regular dad, a regular former guy could get up, galvanize his resources in the community to be able to give back to the youth to show them the example. A lot of people talk about stuff. A lot of people don't do enough to change that. And that's kind of just really where I'm at. I've never been a complainer. I've always been a guy who wants to go out and get it done.
And he is most certainly getting it done. For more information on festivities and how to register for that backpack giveaway, and of course,
you can only get that kid dirty.
You only want to see yourself getting shook so many times. I also want to say a special shout out again. There is no FSU. This is the other part of it. FSU doesn't do a fan day anymore. These kids got a chance to hang out with some current FSU players, and they got the autograph signed. And I'm going to tell you 2 of them in particular. Shout out to Rob Scott and shout out to DJ Lundy, my other fullback. DJ Lundy went out there and, hey, bro, when I tell you these house words was banging at practice, dog, bro, they was banging. Like it was violent. I was sitting there like I don't know if I can play with this guy right here, man. He guys getting active a little bit. But they did a good job, man. And I really like I said, I really appreciated the guys. But again, these are the different things. Nose helping nose. Do you know how? Again, I want to tell people. You know how big of? I said this on my show. Do you realize how big of a recruiting strategy that is, man? Like just showcasing all of this stuff, connecting the dots with the former players. But that's I'm not gonna stay on my high horse with that too much longer. We're gonna move forward into the rest of the program.
Is that the actual?
Oh, that's my boy OJ.
Oh, I was about to say
That's my boy OJ. But OJ's brought up something, and I thought it was crazy. When I tell you we literally shut down. When I get the video and we like, you'll see it. We literally have the entire hood shut down. Like people can't get out of their house. And they just accept it from 9 to 11 the last 5 years. They'd be like, you know what? This motherfucker comes in town, and I'm not going nowhere until noon. But they come, get food, get groceries, get all these different things, man. Apparently, they're Strong and Jones there was a funeral, and apparently we held up the funeral for a little bit. But that's okay, because like they already know where they're going.
Yeah.
Like, do you really need who wants to rush to a funeral?
That's what I'm saying. He ain't late for nothing.
Yeah, I mean he's dead now, man.
He is on time for
It's people dying.
The future. Yeah.
It's people dying that's never died before.
that will always be true.
It's always true. Like again, just this is the shit that you gotta be able to do. It's just for the kids. Like just gotta give them some extra points in heaven. Be like, yeah, we know your funeral was held up, but it was for the kids. Thank you, people, for not showing their asses. But yeah, it was cool, man. Love it.
More for the kids.
More for the kids. That's it. So Mandarin University, stay tuned. There's going to be a series on the YouTube channel called Mandarin University +2. And I call it Mandarin University because if you want your kid in Jacksonville, Florida to go to college, you need to come to Mandarin University. We are developing kids. Shout out to my Noel, a guy who I want to be like. That motherfucker to the left of this picture, one of the baddest linebackers that have ever played at Florida State. Bradley Jennings, a.k.a. Monster. I knew Monster was a monster when Coach Bowden addressed him as Monster. That is his one of his younger sons, Brody, in the middle. And that's the head coach of Michigan, who, again, I'm going to be honest with you. Michigan fans are going to think I hate him. And I might. I think he's weird.
Oh.
He's one of those black guys that just say that just you've ascended, you've done a great job. We don't need to pretend that certain things haven't happened.
Is he weird like the Celtics?
Like he
coach?
goes in there and says, there's the black, like he's a black guy that wants to he's a guy that's being used. My party, the Republicans, use when they say, see, there's no more racism. We have this guy. He's one of those guys. And I'm like, man, no, we don't have to. We can be who we are.
One of the good ones.
We don't have to lie about the situation. This shit hard. It sucks. Like, if I will be honest with you, and I believe this firmly, and I can see other people, if my skin was lighter, and I don't mean lighter as a black person, if I was white, the way with my resume, I would be on Fox Sports or I'd be on ESPN. But like for some reason, guys like me got to be, you got to be a role model. You have to speak this way. Like, man, fuck that. Like, I got people telling
Fox.
Me, I actually wouldn't mind being on Fox. Fox is actually pretty cool.
You know what? Nowadays they might say, "Ain't you a
Fox
Republican?"
Yeah,
they might get you.
That's the thing I'll be trying to tell my party. Y'all try to put these dudes, these Carlton Banks out here. You're not gonna win.
Facts.
Will Smith worked because Will Smith could be Will Smith in the hood and he could be Will Smith in Beverly Hills. Carlton Banks can't be Carlton Banks in the hood.
Facts.
It doesn't work. It's not real. 4 or 5 is who, again, people tell me shit and I'd be like, you know who gives me motivation? 4 or 5. But we're not going to talk politics, but I'm just saying all that. That's why I don't like it.
How does someone from your alma mater, as well as, going to your school, how do they end up at Michigan, though? What's going on?
It's recruitment. But he's not a 2025. He's a 2026.
Okay.
So he's got, we have time, but he's had 2 sons. One went to Florida. He was committed to Florida State under Jimbo. but then he decommitted when Jimbo got fired and left and went to Miami. Then the other son was committed to Florida State under Taggart. Then he decommitted and he went to he decommitted, committed to Michigan, decommitted from Michigan and went to Maryland. And a lot of people don't know why he went to Maryland. Our OC at Mandarin, which is his best friend, his brother is the defensive coordinator at Maryland.
It's always a connection.
It's a
There's
connection.
always
Like,
a route.
it's a relationship in this game. Relationships matter. And Brad, after life, just didn't come around Florida State. Like what will be weird is if Trey is good enough, right, to be able to do these different things. If Trey went to Michigan,
that would be
more weird than this. He's got a daughter that went to Miami, a son that went to Miami, a son that's at Mississippi State now. The other one's at Mississippi State. He finally put his hand in the ground. He's going to flourish. But Brody's good. I can't wait to see Brody continue to get better. But I didn't put it up here. But again, go check out. It's not the camp. If you want to know more about, I'm going to talk about fall camp with Florida State here in a little bit, and I'll talk about the Seminole Showtime camp. But we had 4 Mandarin guys go. I broke down one of the guys. He got an offer from Miami. Miami. An offer from Florida State, and that's Bryson Wright. Bryson Wright is good, like really good. His nickname is B5, but I don't call him B5 to his face. I never call him B5 to his face. He has to earn that. But that motherfucker played so good on Saturday. I damn near called him B5. Like, he was so goddamn good. Shit. That motherfucker did some shit. Like he's 13 years old. But yeah. Polo Kid, it's not that. They haven't. This is what people say. Polo Kid, and there's nothing wrong with that. The Jennings family don't rock with FSU. They haven't offered him. They're literally the only school who hasn't offered Brody. And Brody's 6'1", 175 as a 2026 kid. He's probably going to be a safety. Now, I'll tell you what, this is how I knew FSU fans, I don't know what, some the ones who love me, I'm polarizing, I guess. The ones who love me, love me. The ones who don't make up weird shit and real weird reasons to not like me. It was people in message board. I told people, I said, hey, I don't see Brandon Jennings sticking. Because me and Brad came together. He didn't like Brunch Boots. What's Brunch Boots' name? My bad. He's the DC at Virginia Tech. He didn't like that guy. I think he likes Randy. He fucked with Randy Shannon, but he didn't like the other guy. And I said he's going to decommit. Now, Monster's nickname is Monster. And Monster walks around with I'm going to fuck you up face and look all the time. There are few people in this world that I want to make mad on purpose, and that's Monster. They said I convinced Monster, or I told Monster to decommit under. This is how wild people were. So right now, Norvell, everybody's like, oh yeah, Norvell's James is one of Norvell's favorite former Noles. But when Norvell first came, all because I was just like, hey, you don't fire a guy for going, we were going to a bowl game like to hire a G5 guy. Mike had to earn his stripes. Because I wasn't all smiles and Hallmark cards, they were saying shit like James made Brad son decommit. I said, y'all don't know Monster. I can't convince Monster that the sky is blue. If Monster wants to believe the sky is red, you know what I'm going to tell him? You know what? It is reddish. It does have a reddish hue. It's not you. Nah, but again, like I said, I told them to offer Brody. There's guys that they should be offering. Like, I don't tell anybody to offer kids off of the street. I tell the truth. I tell the truth. If I tell you, hey, that kid is nice, it shouldn't be a whole bunch of it. That kid is nice. But Mandarin University, we had 4 of our guys, two freshmen, one 2026 kid, and then Tramel Jones went over. We also had a couple guys go down to Miami's barbecue. Jamie French. I will know more about Jamie today. It's our first practice. I'm just going to say, if you ask me right now at this moment to lay money on the University of Miami for getting Jamie French, I'd say you might as well give your money, like just go to the strip club and give your money to an ugly stripper before you pay that money. But we'll know more. MFTK, and I'll tell you more about Mandarin, guys, here when we get to the FSU part of the segment. It's football. First fall football camp for Mandarin. I'll see my guys today. And it's my boys, like they're gonna get pads. And my youngest son is playing tackle football, man. I can't wait. Killer's gonna be out there doing stuff. And the beautiful thing about kids this age is they're cute. But man, I pray to God my son doesn't do this shit. And this is his first time playing organized sports. So he's not quite like Trey, where Trey literally wanted this. Like Kai is having to play because daddy's not driving multiple places. And everybody got to have an activity. So Kai's playing. People are like, wow, man, I thought you didn't want your sons playing tackle football. So it's not about them anymore. It's about daddy's pocketbook and the amount of gas that it's going to take. But this is cute. But man, MFTK is what will roll off my tongue if my son did this.
You're holding back. You gonna put him on his back? Tackle him right now. Look, Chris, you my cousin. Look.
They really do with a kid like that.
Listen, man.
Yo.
MFTK, bro. MFTK. I don't want my son. I don't want nothing. If my son's doing that, man, I'm like, you know what, man? Come on over here, son. We're gonna go play something. We're gonna go play piano. Like it's okay. It's okay. I'm just joking. He's too young. He can be scared. Things happen, but the thing that the key to having success with parents is they got to fear you more than anything that's on that field. And I hope he doesn't do that because he's gonna get cussed out. What I hate is when people make these asinine assumptions with kids. And too often we take youth or street culture or hood culture or whatever is seen something. And when it comes with little colored kids, we always put the most negative aspects on this. Now, before I play this video, I want you to know this. At Mandarin, we walk out to a boombox and they're playing all the top hits. We also, I'm gonna tell you another school that does this. This is the whitest school in the whitest sport in the state of Florida. I coach lacrosse at Bowles High School. You know what my Pilgrims at Bowles High School do? I want you to know that the white kids do this too. But this guy's caption is, when we were in youth sports, the objective was to keep the streets away from the kids and teach kids something other than the streets. Nowadays, the streets is all up and through youth sports. Again, adults fail the kids. Play this video and tell me what the fuck does this have to do with that caption?
Diamonds on me dancing. Can't wait till the crystals, baby. Let me take a picture, baby. You know I'm that nigga, baby. This piece on me, this on nigga, baby. I got some work, baby. Do that dance on me. I got some money shaking that ass on me. I nigga around with her. Yeah. I nigga around 50,000 cash on me.
Boss Man D-Lo is a whole vibe, man. I like Boss Man D-Lo in his flow. It's a little different, but like, you know, I fucks with it. He's a fat, happy rapper that made it out of the hood, I guess, and just that's all he's doing.
Yeah, he has his own flow.
But like, and he's who the kids rock with in Florida right now. Like, now, I don't want my sons cussing like that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. But I don't want them cuss. Those are adult words. Let's grow up, get our vocabulary stretched. But there was nothing hood or street about that. Like, that's literally what happens in sports. I came up 400 degrees. That's what we're listening to. We talked about how 400 degrees needs to be one of the shoe-ins for the next national anthem. If you've never heard it, James, what is, for my guy, what is 400 degrees? It's not that warm outside. No, it's not got nothing to do with the temperature, guys. Nothing to do with the temperature. But it's very much so getting you prepared. Sports is a violent mentality. You get into these different things. But like, that ain't got nothing to do with streets. Now, there are aspects of youth sports that they need to eliminate. That ain't one of them.
The fighting.
Like the fight, like we talked about, was it a year ago?
The shooting.
What Akeem Talib's brother did,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
you post that with that caption. This isn't the caption for that, bro.
Just get the clean version.
Yeah, that's it. Like, man, hey, I don't mind this. Get the clean. Yeah, just boom, get the clean version. Hear the bleeps. But like, if that's what you think hood is, like y'all don't know what people don't know what. This is why when Jay-Z put, I'm from the real hood, not the rap hood, the real hood. Like that's why it's important to come do the book bag drives, so we can show you guys that the hood and the streets ain't as bad as what you think it is, and there's aspects of it, and we've demonized and vilified things that you don't have, that you have absolutely no clue about. And because it's a certain hue, this isn't just a white person thing. Systemic racism is when everybody is taught to think the exact same thing. That's what makes it systemic. This man is talking about some shit that he has absolutely no fucking clue about.
Right.
Like, yeah. Oh, well, he's a black guy saying it. It's black people who hate black people.
Sometimes it's me.
Yeah. Now there are aspects. Yeah. Like to quote one of my. Damn, I can't.
Mostly when I'm driving.
Yeah. When I see some stuff that make me say, man, you know what? Let's see what the other side is. But at the same time, you got to be real. You got to be for real. And I'll be honest with you, drug dealers were some of my biggest supporters have been drug dealers. Hell. Fuck you think we get some of these book bags?
Right. I was about to say they love
you
drives.
upstanding people are giving $36. That's how the book bag drive started. Like not mine per se, but like the whole idea of my book bag drive started because of street niggas.
Turkeys back to the hood.
Yeah.
New Jack City.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, like like if the good people were sponsoring these teams, we probably wouldn't have this. Like how many? I'm making it's a broad brushstroke, right? So we got former athletes who are from the hood that give back. We got drug dealers and stuff that do the give backs. How often? Now I'll say this. My bad. I do want to shout out Gayla Parks because I did find out Gayla Parks State Farm Agency in Tallahassee, Florida. She wrote a check for $5,000. She's been my mother's State Farm insurance agent. I don't know no other insurance my mom's ever had. I only know Gayla. So she's been at least over 30
Know her
years.
by a first name basis.
Like so, she can give $1 per year, and it would still be pretty significant. Or like for the stuff. But like I say that to say is, if more lawyers were doing these things, what do you think the kids would emulate? If you truly have a problem, be the person that gives the money. And when you give the money, you know what you can say? I don't want all that hippity hop.
Yeah. You know what? Right. You can donate a lot and say some racist stuff after.
Racist, one of the coldest things. So this is dude Tony Slayman, right? Slayman's damn near own Jackson from a real estate perspective. Now, there's a thing where military people are so hard on folks, and everybody wants to honor it unless you got bread. That's where you can see 4 or 5 say stuff like, I don't support losers. They got captured. Anybody who got shot did. Like he'll say some wild shit. There's this thing that's at every military event, and you'll see it's a table. So, especially at a dinner. It's a table for the lost soldiers or something. Don't quote me on the name, but it's basically, it's a plate that's made up. There's a military thing, and there's a chair that's put right there, and that's for guys who are lost or missing in action. It is an honorary thing. I've seen people get cussed out for trying to sit there. I've seen you for placing an item on that table. I have seen people lose their minds about it. Tony Slayman had gave like $50,000, right, to this military. This was like years ago. God damn it! If Slayman didn't put his jacket on the back of the chair, and not one person corrected him. I was given when my son's godfather Terrence was getting inducted into to be the president of the city council. I emceed the event. National anthem was being played. I don't cross my heart. I sit at rest. Like you don't have to cross your heart when it's played. If your hands are to your side or in your front, that is an acceptable way for the national anthem to be played if you know military. I had somebody say y'all could cross your like one of the Congress people thought that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know, you can be a patriot, cross your heart. You should do that. I heard him whispering. I said, if your ass would have fucking served, and you know, because like I'm here, I'm facing the crowd. They're behind me. And I said, if your ass knew anything about fucking code, you would know that I'm sitting how I'm standing right now is an acceptable way. You don't have to cross your heart, but you're a fake. You fake like the military, while I am fucking the military. I said something like, you know, something to them, and he was like, oh. They always get their face like their face scrunched up because they always assume shit. I said, I spoke to him afterwards. I said, you over there assuming shit. If you wasn't assuming, you would know shit. You would know shit. And
it's true.
And but if you write a big enough check, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. And that's my whole point behind it.
Talk about really DIY, anything you want.
No.
Donate that 5K.
Donate that 5K. Like go buy some jerseys. We have got a parent on our team at Mandarin. I won't say who it is. Dude gives to the program. His son plays. His son is a phenomenal player for us. He has made sure that we know that he's grateful for his son being that man. He gets to watch practice a little bit differently than everybody else. And I had to explain to one kid, he's like, man, you know, I don't want him everywhere. I'm like, dog, that shit don't fly when you go to college unless you become a Mikos at Florida State. Then you can go watch. This cats that can watch practice. People think I watch practice school. It's some boosters that's like literally they pouring the punch for people. So like, but again, so I'm saying all I have to say is selective outrage. Stop doing all that shit. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. But I'll say this. Again, we'll talk about some selective outrage when it comes to the Olympics here in a second. But this was too cute. And I'm like MFTK because if my goddaughters did this to me, they get whatever they want to get out of me. Like this was cute. It was also athletic. I can't wait to see this chick get the gold in gymnastics here. Not too long.
Are you ready for it?
Oh, damn.
I was a robber. First time that he saw me, stealing hearts and.
Yeah. Just in case.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to mute some of this stuff, but it's still pretty dope.
Whoa.
This is craziness. Like, that's athletic.
That's amazing. Inspired by Team USA. She's 5. How long has she been doing this?
Practicing, man. She's been doing this since she could walk. That girl is fire. I'm gonna follow her for the rest of my life. She's dope to see her. But yeah, MFTK on that moment. Going to the next thing. Again, I'm gonna show this before we talk about a little bit about what the Olympic shit. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Some of y'all make my balls itch, but I'm gonna show you this. Shout out to Panama. I'm now telling my son I want him because I don't like the fact that they're 50% Panamanian now. I need my grandkids to be 75% or however that math works. I want them to go find. Some of y'all black chicks are bothering me. You're doing too much. I want them to go find a good Panamanian girl. And this girl could be like, she can't be too much older than Trey because the gymnasts are really young. So just anybody know I'm looking to arrange a marriage with her and my son Trey. So I know she got whatever the stuff can work because look, you ain't supposed to move like that. If you what Shakira say, the hips don't lie, but she's good. So check this out. Telling you, man, this is where we got to breed our athletes with. I was expecting something more Spanish. Yeah. Give me a good old Spanish. She could probably dunk. There's springs in certain spots. Like she can't just jump that high.
And it's about the momentum.
Yeah, like they're catching the momentum and then they hit the spring at the right time, and that helps get them up higher. But the amount of control that she has, that's crazy. That's bananas, though. Shout out to her. But there's things like that there are people who are purposely missing because of a misunderstanding. Did you hear about apparently they did and they had some transmissions and some others, some festive individuals, and they did a recreation of the Last Supper, not the Last Supper in the Bible, of Leonardo da Vinci's rendition of the Last Supper, which isn't even like historic, biblically
I did
accurate.
hear about this. I did see. Yeah.
I got people on my timeline that I have never met before are angry
about
how that's they've lost supporters. Like people say, I'm one, first and foremost, the check cleared already, bro. So you can pull your supplies from there, but they didn't break that. When people say I'm going to pull my sponsorship from the Olympics, that's not how that works, bro. It doesn't work like that. That's why we have a court of law.
Right.
Unless they truly do something to you, you don't get to pull your sponsorship. Or you can pull your sponsorship, but you don't get to pull the check. So, yeah. And I told one person, and then they thought about it. I never thought about it like that. I was like, that's a way to show France how mad you are by pulling your support from Americans.
I don't even understand the concept of that.
They're like blasphemous. You're saying a painting of Middle Eastern men portrayed as white men, as white Europeans, is blasphemous because it's not accurate rendition when the original rendition isn't accurate at all. You weren't going to watch the Olympics anyway. It's just like when people were mad before writing think pieces, how dare LeBron James be the flag bearer? And I'm like, you're mad that LeBron James is like one of the most elite. Olympics is about putting your most elite prospects on display to show why you're more exceptional than everybody else. And you're mad that one of our best athletes ever created is the flag bearer when the only thing you have is a disagreement with how he feels about certain views? But then say, don't hate me because I'm voting for somebody. But then you hate everybody who doesn't agree with you. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen before. It is why people think, again, this isn't to knock Christians, but you're looking real soft and sassy right now because you're mad about this and you're calling it blasphemous and it's demonic. Did you not watch China when the Olympics was in Beijing? That shit was crazy how coordinated in the stuff they're doing. And the fact is, I didn't watch it. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I want Americans to win. I want to show American exceptionalism. I'm not French. I'm not going to pretend to know French culture. And then when the people from France really broke down everything, all of that shit makes sense when you think about why they did it. But that right there, that clip, that little thing is not going to get me to not want to see USA win gold in basketball.
100%. I came to watch basketball.
And I came to watch Noah Lyles run fast and be a little fruity.
Right. But what I will say, not just to play devil's advocate, but just to give a fair shout, as an artist, as anyone who does art, they know what they were doing. They wanted you to get riled up. What I would ask is you ask yourself, why are you getting riled up about this?
But here's the crazy part, is that some of y'all who are posting this, I know you. Your life is way more blasphemous than that.
That's the main
God
part.
is not going to, if that's what happens when we die and we go to the gates, God is not going to say, yo, you definitely getting VIP in heaven because you boycotted the Olympics when they was picking on Leonardo da Vinci's boyfriend, Leonardo da Vinci's painting that was that was commissioned by his boyfriend Caesar Borgia, which if you don't know who Caesar Borgia is, that's who's on all y'all chains. That ain't Jesus. That's Caesar Borgia that's on your damn chains, guys. It's so crazy because you don't even really know why you're mad about what you're mad about. And you just didn't want to watch it, which is cool. Just say, I don't feel like watching these entitled motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's a real statement. But you're right. Art is the whole purpose of the Olympic Games, of the ceremony, the Olympic ceremony, is to provoke thought and do all these different things.
Right.
And I'm sorry, guys. There was transmissions and things in the Bible. Like, the shit happens, dog. Like, that's not all sins are created equal per that book. Y'all just seem to think, and without crazy thing, that's what make you mad about that, but not all the little boys getting stabbed in the booty. Every day, like the blasphemous acts of the Christian church, the American Christian church, don't cause you to boycott the American Christian church, but a fucking picture.
And for me, it's just cheap art. It's not worth getting angry about. It's just like the cheapest thing to do as a creative person is take something innocent and try to perverse it in some sort of way, just like Lil Nas X. It's for attention. So just don't give them the attention.
Once Lil Nas X saw how mad y'all got, he just started cranking it up even more. And I'm gonna tell you guys how kids work. The more outright, like I've watched the the Loud House or whatever that's supposed to have two dads. They never kiss, they never do anything, they live and they have a kid. It's implied stuff. My kids don't even watch it anymore. Had I made a big uproar about it, guess what he was gonna want to do? He's gonna watch it. Just like I didn't want him watching Teen Titans. Teen Titans. But that's actually when I learned. I made a big deal about Teen Titans in an what's the other one? It's a really weird cartoon. It comes on Cartoon Network. I actually do like it. Gumball.
Oh, Gumball. Yeah, Gumball's great.
I'm watching this stuff and I'm like, yo, I don't want you watching it. You know, I don't do that. And you know what? He waited until he got, Dad, am I old enough to watch Gumball now? Am I old enough to watch Teen Titans? Am I do this? I, as a parent, because there was some, there were actually suggestive scenes in those cartoons.
Right.
If I would have probably just been like, like the same way I was with the Loud House, he probably wouldn't even want to watch it.
Yeah, and then they don't want to watch it once they're old enough.
Yeah, like it's just. But again, some of the stuff that y'all are parading, I'm gonna tell you what it comes off as. You're not trying to. I like Ben 10. I fucks with Ben 10.
Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah.
Is weird. It's a different show.
But if you're not trying to protect your kids,
right? You're
questioning yourself.
That part.
And these kids are way more resilient and way more observant than you ever think. Just here's what I tell them now. I'm not ready to have that conversation with you. So I'm asking you not to watch it. And that goes a much longer way because that's really what we don't want to do. It comes out of it. We don't want to have the conversations with our kids. It's funny thing. Everybody's banning TikTok. You know what TikTok showed my son? And now the conversations I'm going to have to. Let me tell you, Christians, what I'm going to have. The conversations I'm going to have with my son. Dad, why are they so sensitive? Why anytime anybody does anything, it's an attack on Christianity? Actually, Duran T, that's kind of where you're wrong. Christianity came out of Catholicism. We could go into we have a whole show on the entire history of all of these different things. And to be honest with you, none of it makes any sense because you know what Jesus wasn't going around calling his gang? Christians. Christians was actually put on it at post his death.
There was just the Gentiles.
It was the Jews, the Gentiles, and the people who just hanging out with the weird dude that's going around in the woods calling women bitches. Don't believe me? Just that chick at the well. He literally said, "Why would I give to the lowest of dogs?" I don't know if you know what a female dog is, but they weren't calling themselves Christians at the time. Jesus wasn't a Christian himself.
Yeah, he was Jewish.
So, like, just the entirety of it is, you guys follow this shit like gangs, man. And the difference is, gangs don't go around being mad that somebody picked on their gang. They be about that action.
Well, people think they have read the Bible when they have listened to someone who have read the Bible, and you took their interpretation.
Again, boy, I was listening to this. Like, Joe Rogan had somebody on who was talking about just the different dark stories in the Bible.
Gosh.
And I tell you, my favorite person in the Bible is David.
He's one after God's own heart.
David got his mans killed and slept with it and got his man's wife pregnant. And he's the guy made after God's own heart.
That part always bothers me reading. I'd be like, yo, but
Uriah was the original simp. But like, Uriah was David's man. He was one of the mighty men.
Yeah.
He was out there fucking people up for David.
Right.
Meanwhile, his wife getting her back blown out by David.
Straight up adultery.
Anyways, that's not what this is about. What this is about is, I need y'all to stop being so sensitive about you're becoming easy targets.
Yeah,
and
that
is
is
specific sect of Christianity, the ones that go around telling people that they're soft because another guy goes around and says some really harsh things. You need to follow the problem and why you're losing your power is because you're hypocrites. You can't say on Monday 4-5 is just saying stuff, and the only reason you didn't vote for him or you don't like him is because he says mean things, and then you go here.
Wow, that's crazy. The last thing I would say about it is, just from a creative standpoint, just be flattered. Think about it this way. If it's some sort of battle that you believe in your heart about the LGBTQ and Christians, think about it in these terms. They have not been able to create a form of art that would last as long as what the Bible has created, not inspired, right? So this picture by Da Vinci was inspired by the Bible, which lasts thousands of years. The closest they can get to it is to try and recreate that. That's flattery. That's how beautiful the Bible is. That's how creative the Bible is. You can look at it in a different way instead of being enraged, because then you're just falling into the trap.
That's the big thing. You're the big dog. Don't be on the top. If you don't want anybody to talk about you, don't do anything. Don't have impact. That's a great way to look at it, Miles. It's just don't have impact. But I'm gonna tell you this: ain't nothing. They could have had the devil stripping on a pole. Ain't nothing stopping me from watching Sha'Carri Richardson beat the fuck out of everybody and being proud of that shit. That's what the Olympics is really about, guys.
U.S. basketball almost lost by 1 point. We gotta watch this. Crazy. Think I'm gonna miss.
Like, dude, we watch this for American exceptionalism. I want to see us dominate. I'm mad we're not dominating the water sports like we used to.
This is where all countries start to get jealous and say things. Well, America's population is so much bigger than ours, and that's why they get so many gold medals. That's what they say when it comes to swimming, at least. Like, this is for us to just be proud, be happy, and watch us dominate.
That's all it is, man. I don't even know why people like sat around and watched that shit.
Yeah,
that's a long.
Lyles is gonna cook.
Noah Lyles is gonna cook. I like Noah Lyles. Again, he doesn't bother me. I know for a fact he's a part of the community. But that motherfucker can run, dog.
Right. We're all American.
That's where we got to realize, man. It was people mad. Remember, you got to remember, we're the same country that's mad about this, right? You're mad that people are erasing history, right?
Right.
We're not going to talk about how Jesse Owens showed American exceptionalism and couldn't even stay in the same hotels with his people when he got back to America. Like, listen to Muhammad Ali talk about after he won Olympic gold and he came back to Louisville. Were we boycotting then? What we boycotting? Like, think about what we're actually boycotting, guys. This is when we are supposed to support Americans. Say that. I'll even go with, man, that's bullshit. I don't want to deal with that. Boom. And then get over that, and then let's go watch, and then say, hey, that's why you got your ass whooped, because even though that's probably not, it's just you got the ass whooped. God got bigger shit to worry about, guys, than the Olympics anyway. But we can lie and say God made our guys faster because you mocked him or something. Do that. Guy was busy for like 400 years or whatever during slavery. I'm pretty sure he doesn't give a fuck about somebody running a 9.5 and 100. Just saying that you don't be mad at me about the delivery, but don't be mad at the truth. And at the end of the day, I want to see American exceptionalism. Speaking of American exceptionalism, I love me some Clarissa Shields. She went up 2 classes to become heavyweight. And boy, this chick was talking trash, saying a lot of different things. And then this is why I love boxing. Like, and it's a terrifying thing because you got to talk a lot of trash, I guess, to get it amped up and sell the fight.
Right.
But then when you lose, like,
ride home.
Clarissa was like, again, this stuff shouldn't attract me. But I like physicality and I like dominance. And like, I'm with the guys when Lou Young and them let her punch. I thought about it. I was like, man, I wouldn't mind a kidney shot from her, man. That's like foreplay. But go ahead, let's check this out. Watch this dominance.
That speed jump he's come deal with.
Right thing on Road to Glory. I didn't know it went like this, but like it's so in like it's funny. You just got to see what this person puts up, which I think is hilarious. But like the whole thing for people who don't know about Road to Glory, it's an NCAA game. You're playing like a top recruit and you're growing over the next 4 years. But people, they're making it. People slide in your DMs and they ask you specific things. Here's one thing that they asked this guy's particular character. I don't know if they play it.
Okay. Want to go with me?
Oh yeah, he reads it.
Shit. Only thing is we'll probably stay out late since it starts at midnight. Shit. Give her a cool response, go to the party. Give an overly eager response. Yeah. All right, Chad. We don't want to get too eager because she gonna think we ain't used to this kind of attention. Girl, give me the invite, girl. That nigga said yes. To be honest, I've been trying to hang out with you since the start of this year. Oh no, that nigga tripping. And he's sending paragraphs. Oh no, he tripping. Oh no, he tripping. Oh God!
That's hilarious. That's hilarious, man. You can't be thirsty in real life, man, to be a top athlete. You got to act like you've been there before. We'll skip it. NCAA's put out some new rules. Skip the White Knight one. Okay. Even though I think that dude's cool, but that's a story that can be here. The NCAA's historic expansion of scholarships to extend to full rosters means that roughly 790 new scholarship spots are available across 40 plus NCAA sports listed in the settlement. They've got like all kinds of stuff. I'll read some of the more important ones. So for football, you used to only get 85 scholarships. Now they're increasing it to 105 scholarships. So that's an increase of 20 scholarships. But where it's really more impactful is a lot of your women's sports, or in baseball as well. So men's baseball, you had to field a team with 11.7 scholarships. Now you can get 34 full scholarships, and you can make your team as big as you want to. Men's basketball gets 2 additional. Women's basketball actually stayed the same. Women's volleyball. The women's beach volleyball went from 6 scholarships that you would have to spread out to 19. I wonder what normal volleyball is. Yeah, normal volleyball gave 12. So there were 12 women on the team. Now there's 18. Men's volleyball gets 18. Women's softball went from 12 full scholarships to 25 full scholarships. That's an increase of 13. So you can see that, and women's basketball double. Women's soccer doubled. So now you can see some of the sports that are better get even bigger. Another increase came from track. Women's track was 18 scholarships. Men's track was 12.6. Now both of them get 45 full scholarships. So now you can have full teams. Lacrosse, men's and women's lacrosse were both. Men's was at 12.6. Women's lacrosse was at 12. Now, a women's lacrosse team can get 38 full scholarships. A men's lacrosse team can get 48 full scholarships. Now, most teams were around 50 people. So now you've got a lot more money that's getting pumped into the schools. So really what happens is every school is not going to be able to maintain this. But the rich will get richer. Now, what was cool about it is my guy Nick Morrow, who's the athletic director at the University of North Florida, put it in perspective for them. Under current NCAA scholarship limits, University of North Florida will have to distribute 161.20 scholarships to fully fund 19 teams. Under the new proposed NCAA roster limits, UNF can hand out 340 scholarships now. The financial impact is $4.2 million per year. So now it's going to be more money, more opportunities. But will this help some of the smaller schools with better endowments could get better fast in other sports outside of football? But a lot of the small schools are going to find themselves in a precarious position. Very difficult to be able to stand with that. Athletes holding media accountable. Jermaine Johnson, former Florida State Seminole, was responding to Connor Hughes. He says, Jets practice is over. Good day for, I'm going to skip to where he was basically talking. He said, left tackle Tyrone Smith had a veteran rest day. He hasn't played a full season since 2015. The Jets hope this practice structure helps that. Rookie Olu Fashono, that's not how he says his name, but took his place with the starters. He stonewalled defensive end Jermaine Johnson on the first rep of team drills. I didn't notice him the rest of practice. That's usually a good thing for linemen. The only time you make note of them is if you're specifically watching them or they mess up. Granted, Rodgers gets the ball out so quick, you don't even notice that he gets beat. So he says this. People are saying he's one of the best beat writers we have. You're doing this and you're giving people a behind-the-scenes glimpse of what happens. This is what people live for. This is why I'm going to probably do more FSU content, because people want the behind-the-scenes access. Right. Except for when shit doesn't happen. Like last year and 2 years ago, everybody talking about Tate Rodemaker was doing better than Jordan Travis. Bull. I'm like, what the fuck practice were they watching? Where they saw Tate Rodemaker was better than Jordan Travis. And I'm sitting here and they're getting mad at me for telling the truth. I'm like, no, y'all are trying to sell clicks. There was nobody better than Jordan Travis on that football field. I say, if Tate Rodemaker got to start, we are in a bad fucking place. It's like that Stephen A. Smith. I'm having a bad day. If Tate Rodemaker would have ever had to play at Florida State, and you saw this. Jermaine Johnson comes out and says, brother, I didn't even line up on his side all day. I don't even go looking for it. It's either lazy writing or you just blatantly lying. Either way, I did not go up against 74 today. Please just report accurately. That is what you don't ever want to have happen to you as a reporter, is a player coming out and saying, you just straight up lying. That did not happen. That being said, we desperately need more of that.
Did he think no one would read it, or did he think he wouldn't get caught? Like, put me in the mindset of someone who's just going to do something like that, just blatantly lie.
Personally, I think it's more of the lazy writing than anything else. Like, not just got to get out. You probably saw 74 do something really good today, and you didn't see what number he did it good against. So you just assumed that maybe that was Jermaine Johnson, because there's only, like, let's say there's two defensive ends that you know are starting. You know it wasn't the one guy. So you just said, hey, process of elimination has to be Jermaine Johnson. The problem comes in when Jermaine Johnson steps up and says, hey, bro, you fucking lying. People saw Tate Rodemaker do really good against Duquesne a few years ago, right before he played LSU, and they were like, oh, he needs to be. People were saying Chubba Purdy was the best quarterback at Florida State at one point. Like, again, I'm not knocking anybody, but like sometimes, I'm just saying, some of the shit that we listen to, we got to have a little more accountability in media. FSU's making moves. We had, during this time, we had our provost what was it on July 26th, dropped this bar saying he expects FSU to be AAU certified in the next 3 years. We will also having 500 million, half a billion annually in research expenditures, meaning we're bringing in this kind of money. It was a great thing. We're trying to get ourselves in position to be able to make sure we're prepared to go into the Big Ten. Also, during this time, FSU got a commitment. They got a commitment from Malik Clark from out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, 6'3", 185-pound wide receiver that runs a 10-5 and 100. Very explosive, very good. Good get by Florida State to add to CJ Wiley and Dylan McCutcheons. I saw CJ Wiley. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I've been really upset because I'm a big Jamie French fan, right? When I saw CJ Wiley today, though, all it made me say was Dugan's got a type, bro. Dugan's like this wide receiver is tall, long, and fast. And we got a clip from War Chant from the Seminole Showtime camp of CJ Wiley doing his thug dizzle. And when he is sudden, when he comes up and he's running, he's running. But here's a great rep. Again, I'm giving War Chant their props. This is how you accurately help people out. This is not my video. This is their video. But watch CJ do his thing. And he's tall. So every receiver that they've got in this class is super tall and super fast. Like, it's fun to throw. My quarterbacks were at this thing. They were throwing and they were like, holy shit. Like, Tremel made a good throw. I think Tremel threw that pass to CJ. Our freshman quarterback, Knox, who they were looking at, like, he ain't never seen that before. Like, he threw a pass way too late, but he still beat the guy pretty good. Now, number 7, believe it or not, was pretty good. Number 7 and number 10, I don't know their names. They were trying to get after it. They were the only DBs taking reps, man. Like, so they were getting tired. A lot of the other DBs was not getting in there. They're like, we are not putting ass whippings on film.
You get to choose.
Like, no, what happens is you're supposed to be in a rotation. And they were avoiding CJ Wiley, who was clearly the best wide receiver for that day. But I gotta type, you gotta type B5 904 on Twitter. B5 904. Bryson was clearly the second best wide receiver at the camp. Bryson doing stuff that I didn't know he could do. Bryson went to Georgia on Friday, ran a 4.54 in the 40, measured in at 6'3", 203. Then he came to Tallahassee and was eating, taking people's groceries, got a scholarship offer out of Florida State. The kid's 13. Kid doesn't turn 17. Doesn't turn 14 until next week, I believe. The kid is a whole phenom, and I love watching him play. It's BFYE 904. Did that come up? Yeah. Is it underscore?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got it. All right. So then these people see, yeah, that's him. He got his offer.
I mean,
He's a mutant.
That looked like,
but that wasn't him.
Oh, okay,
that was CJ Wiley.
Okay,
we don't have any film of Bryson doing these things. But Bryson's incredible. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Woo. Yeah, watch this. Watch this. This is Bryson. Yeah, let's look at these clips. This is him basketball. Him playing against his peers. This is him in 8th grade.
No. Eighth grade. These are all 8th grade.
Yeah. Him against his peers is Like, it made me look at Trey. But then I gotta remember, this is a phenom. This is a phenom. Sometimes you gotta recognize it. And he's just playing. He's every bit of 13. Like, he looks like a grown man, but when you talk to him, he's every bit of 13. He's a kid. I be having to remember, man. Boy, I told him the other day, I said, you lucky you 13.
My favorite one. He is in it.
Oh, he's a competitor. Oh, he talks trash now.
He's in it.
And I'm like, Bryson, you better know how to fight. Because you're gonna get your ass whooped, son. The way you talk shit to some people.
God dang.
But like, go out of this and let's see on this other page. Let's see if we get some. But if you want to know more about Bryson Wright Seminole Showcase Camp, you can go to our YouTube channel and you'll be able to see more of what we get more insight and me breaking things down about what was going on with FSU and things of that nature. We also have I did a whole hour on FSU and FSU's practice with the camp update. That's on the channel as well. So you can learn all you need to learn about practices and things of that nature. That's going into Florida. Yeah, so we'll go into the University of Florida, give you guys some other intel. Unless there's specific questions that some of you guys have about FSU's practice, I'm cool with that. Yeah, Marvin Allen straight up beast mode. Like, sign him now. To be honest with you guys, like, the Jit could probably play. At college will be more of a challenge than what high school is going to be for him.
Just gonna play football?
No, he's going to play basketball. He'll stay with basketball. That's our fear. That's the only fear we have of keeping him at Mandarin is if our basketball coach doesn't know how to play the game. There's favoritism in this world, people. There's pretty privilege and good privilege. If you're really, really good, you get to do things that nobody else gets to do. Sometimes he might get away with shit that other people don't get away with. Shut the fuck up or be that good. I think the only thing I agree with Urban Meyer is we treat our superstars like superstars and we treat our trash like trash. That's what he said in that documentary. And I was like, yo, that's a real statement. That's a real statement on life. But here's a guy who knows what he's talking about by the University of Florida's program. Let's listen to what this guy has to say about what's going down at UF.
Is closer to a contract extension than he is getting fired. There's no pressure from Scott Strickland because it's a reflection on him for Billy Napier. They knew where this program needed to come off the field from the Dan Mullen era. They had to build all this infrastructure, scouting departments, modernize everything. NIL is not up to speed with the rest of the conference necessarily. They just don't have a lot of their booster group also is like a few small. It's like a smaller group with a couple of people. And right now there's no downward pressure on Strickland to move on Billy Napier. So to your point, 2-10, there's downward pressure. He's probably out. I think if he gets to 6-6, he's back. 7-5, he might get a contract extension. And I think 7 wins is absolutely within the framework of possible. I would hammer the over on 4.5 for Florida. I think they're better than people think. I just think Billy, there's stability and sort of establishing culture. It does manifest itself in wins. And I think a game like A&M early in the year before A&M has sort of figured all that culture stuff out yet, that's where I think you can win a really close swing game, and all of a sudden you're a 6-7 win team and not a 4-5 win team.
I'm all for it, man. I love it. I sign them up, give them a lifetime extension. I think Billy Napier's got this program going in the right direction. All trolls. All troll aside, just I do agree. The joking part, I do believe they're better than 4.5 wins. I think 7. Their first half of the season of the schedule is very winnable. If you can pull that up, Miles. I haven't done a show on that per se. But let's just look at Florida's schedule. If they have to come out the gate winning, the game against Miami at home at 3:30 is going to determine the trajectory for both programs. If they can win that game, they're going to beat Samford. They can beat Texas A&M at home. They're going to beat Mississippi State, and they should beat UCF. Florida has a chance to go to let's say, even if they lose, 3-2 at worst, 5-0 at best. Now, what sucks is they're playing a Tennessee team that's at home that should have beat them, that lost more than that Florida did win. They're playing a Kentucky team that's really had their number and has really played way better than them in recent history. A lot of the times before they got on the street, I'd argue Kentucky lost the game more than Florida won it. Like even when Kyle Trask came on the scene, Kentucky was whooping their ass until Kyle Trask came in. And that normally doesn't happen. But the month of November, with no bye weeks in there, is straight evil. They play Georgia to start it off. Then they go to Texas. Now, Texas's coach might be back on the sauce. He's going through a divorce right now. Shout out to L'Oreal, Tallahassee's own. So they might be able to catch it. The last coach I saw that did some good things, got a divorce, kind of fucked him up a little bit. That'd be Jim Bob. Then they play LSU at home. And LSU is still better than them, but it's a rivalry game. Then they play another home game with Lane Kiffin, who's literally going to come in with the sole purpose to try to embarrass them so bad that they have to fire him. Then they play Florida State. That's going to be 5 high-ranked teams that they play in a row. Now, let's see here. The road to, if they got to go 5-0 to get to 7. If they go 5-0 in the last 7 games of the season, I think they can pick 2 games up.
Okay.
I believe they can pick 2 games up. If they don't go 5-0, brother.
That's a big if.
But I think UCF is better than what people are going to give credit for. It's just, we'll see. We'll see what the University of Florida can do. But, like, he got a tough road to hoe, man. That is a tough job. But listen, I'm with him. Sign him up. Give him an extension. The video game, going back to the video game, people are like, they've done a really good job capturing the realness of this. Now, there's one person, if you play with the University of Miami, that I'm upset that they don't have, is the guy who wears the full uniform in honor of his brother.
Oh, yeah, that would be dope.
But I also feel good. I now know what it feels like to have a guy that in the video game. So I know what my friends felt like playing with me on the video game.
I was about to say, you were in it.
Yeah, but I never knew what it was like to know somebody who's a normal everyday. Now, we can't play with this character. I don't know what the name of what the role would be, but he is actually an avatar in the game. This is fucked up because this is not just him. That is the section that he sits in at the University of Miami football games. They got my boy Ricky, the Haitian sensation. That is my boy who's a member of the NWO podcast, Niggas with Opinions. Ricky, big time Miami fan, probably one of the biggest Michael Jackson fans. That is literally Ricky. Let me see if he has a picture with his Twitter.
That's what I was
handle.
about to look for.
Trying to see if I can find him. Because it's original, yeah. So, perfect. Don't even worry about it, Miles. Like, I'm gonna send this. Matter of fact, let me go ahead. I'm gonna send it to you, and you can see that they stole that man's entire face, bro. I didn't know Ricky had a combo up there, but like you're gonna be like, yo, this is wild. This is wild that they did this, man.
You got to get inspired from somewhere.
Got the inspiration. It's in your email.
Okay.
Why are they trying to extend this, man? They need to go and give me that award. So,
oh wow.
So that's Ricky. That's actually Ricky.
Let's go! Let's go!
And then that's some video game Ricky. That's where Ricky's tickets are at.
Yeah.
And just, I love it. Ricky is one of those good Miami fans that they're good they believe that they're coming back every year. And they're just, attitude reflects leadership. Let's listen to their coach discuss about how he builds his team through high school, because that's what Miami fans really brag about. He's talked about this in the ACC Media Days, the proper way in building a championship program. And Mario Cristobal, who better know that than Mario Cristobal? Let's listen to him talk about building. They say they focus on high school so much, and it's all about the high schools. So what is it that they're doing differently than everybody else to build their program?
We were talking about this earlier in the other room. I think the use of the portal and how you build your roster is all dependent on what the starting point is for a program. At a previous program, there wasn't much use of a transfer portal by us because we were very junior and senior laden. We have a handful of 4th and 5th year guys that are awesome, and they need to be complemented by guys that have had a significant amount of snap counts, experience, maturity at certain positions. And it's a great blend because you have guys that have been here and have been through a lot and are driven to compete and win. And then you have some transfer portal guys at some positions that needed bolstering, that are driven, that want to win and want to be at Miami. And then they're sandwiched in there with some uber talented freshman classes, right? That's a really good blend, right? You got them at all levels and at different positions. So now that allows for higher level play. It allows for great mentorship for the younger guys and development for the younger guys. And now you build the right kind of depth. You're more staggered, right? Where it's more sustainable. The coming years, it bodes well for Miami, knowing that it's layered where upperclassmen are also complemented by younger guys. And there are some younger guys in the starting roles as well. But overall, the blend and the mix is really well.
That's funny because let them tell it. Only Florida State recruits people from the transfer portal, but he's literally giving you the blueprint of how he feels he needs to have success. That just tells you one thing that I've always said consistently on the show. Coaches be lying, man. Yeah, I think they should have used a little orange, a little splatter of orange in there, something. Yeah, it's a little weird. Getting off of this, normally we. Yeah, that's funny. Damn. But one of the things that they're putting here, and this is, when you hear a coach speak so confidently, right? You would think, like, man, that guy's going to be. Everybody thinks, man, who couldn't? Like, Mario was that guy. Like, he's doing well. Barry Sally went to Bet Online AG. They have a first head coach to be fired list. Number 1 on that list is a guy who we just talked about will probably be getting a contract extension. That's Billy Napier. The person who's probably going to get fired before everybody else is Sam Pittman out of Arkansas, and finishing at 3. Mario Cristobal, but she's not getting fired. But that's just what they believe. David Aranda at Baylor, 7-1. Vanderbilt coach, don't even know why Vanderbilt even bothers firing coaches. Like, it is very difficult to win there. And when you do win, you're gone, and you're gone as soon as you win. You get 8 wins at Vanderbilt, you leave. You don't stick around. Kalani Sitake, my Polynesian sauce guy. Ryan Day, if you keep losing to Michigan, Ohio State will fire you no matter what else is going on. Justin Wilcox, Pat Narduzzi, Scott Satterfield, great defensive coordinator at Ohio State, been coaching at Cincinnati. This man actually went to the playoffs a few years ago, and they're talking about firing him. Neil Brown at West Virginia, Shane Beamer at South Carolina, Tony Elliott at Virginia, Mike Loxley at Maryland. Man, I like Mike. Dabo Sweeney, that ain't happening. Lincoln Riley I doubt it. Brent Venerables, maybe. And then they got Deion Sanders at Colorado. Deion will leave before he gets fired.
That's what I was thinking. Does leaving count?
I guess not. Culture, big thing that UGA talks about, big thing that UGA puts out there. I always say, man, when teams have goons, that's when you know good stuff is happening. I don't know if I want this type of goon, but Ra Thomas, wide receiver at Georgia, was arrested for a felony charge of cruelty to children and 2 misdemeanor charges of battery. And everybody talks about Florida State's culture. One thing we ain't got women and children beaters.
Georgia is wild.
Georgia's wild.
They stay in jail.
DUI, speeding, this, and then this is the ultimate level. The ultimate level of petty. Kirby Smart wished Ra a happy birthday. 10 minutes after he posted it, he deleted it.
He found out the news after
He must not want Thomas arrested Friday for cruelty to children, family violence, 2nd-degree felony, and 2 misdemeanor counts of battery to have a happy birthday. They have They have, in fact, though, breaking news. They have dismissed Ra Thomas from the University of Georgia football team.
Okay, well,
he did just get this. That was today. So, like, maybe he's not good, but Carl Reed, who I get the point that he's trying to make, and I'm in a group chat with Carl Reed. I agree with him. Sometimes I don't. Getting to kind of see his perspective on stuff has made me like him more. But again, if you put a battery behind some people, they get to just have opinions. But Carl Reed said something that it just bad timing. And no, Coach Bowden would have been fired for this. And it's the last one under that one. And we'll just listen to him. He was on Mr. Over Redenbacher. Before we get to it.
He said just 2 funny looking glasses wearing.
Before we get to it, this is what I was talking about, right? I don't know what Carl Reed's. I don't know what his political affiliation is. I'm just going to assume. I'm going to assume we're in the same game.
Yeah.
That's all. If it's not Carlton, it's that guy.
Yeah.
It's like they don't like they haven't figured out that maybe we'll get what we want. Get some dreads up there, man.
Yeah.
Like every one of them is the safe looking dude, man.
They like bald.
Jason Whitlock. It's Jason Whitlock's. It's the like.
But I like Bomani.
I do like Bomani. But it's just like come on, man. Fix it up, baby.
I know that.
Like why the Republican? Like we still in fucking Tecmo era, man. You only got two types of blacks.
You got to change it to the Killmonger. I think they find that a safe haircut. The Killmonger.
Ah, man, like Snoop would be like the Snoops are the ones that cross. Did you ever think we live in a world where Snoop would be America's official mascot? It used to be. Again, I'm petitioning change the ball. The bald eagle is no longer America's. Snoop needs to be our official mascot. Anyways, this isn't what Carl said on Mr. Over Redenbacher show.
Kirby Smart does not have a culture problem. Kirby Smart is a disciplinarian. Kirby Smart is a strong leader. Kirby Smart is a good man, and he has been for a very long time. When you have football players that you're giving a lot of money to, they have a lot of toys, they have a lot of resources. This is one of the unintended consequences of paying players. You also have to look at what I just said a second ago, Paul. Great character and great player is not the same thing. And we've decided a long time ago in college football that winning is what gets you paid. Winning is what gets you able to keep a job. If you went in and you said, hey, I'm going to recruit this guy. This guy's a really great player. This guy's a really good person. Who am I going to take? They're going to take the great player 9 times out of 10. Now, if the great player is also a great person and makes great decisions, that does help, and that can give you a rest for a year or two. But for the most part, we have put these coaches in a position where they have to think player first if they want to win, if they want to make the kind of money they're making, if they want to keep their jobs. And that just is what it is, Paul. And nobody wants to address that. But if your football team right now, if you ask the people in the state of Georgia, if you got rid of all of the guys who got arrested, everybody who got pulled over for speeding or DUI, I'm going to take all of these guys off the team And I'm going to give you the Vanderbilt roster that has some better character guys.
Yeah.
Do you want
This is
that?
where we go
See
to
what
the
they say.
the extremes.
He was. What? How is he going to finish that? They were going to lose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If we get these guys,
Yes,
we're going to
you
lose.
You do. I'll use that. You do. You don't. Everybody. You need some questionable character guys.
Yeah. It's
But
the only
it
way.
can't be everybody. Like it can't be every day somebody's getting arrested. Andy Urbanic told us after Adrian McPherson got kicked off the team. He said he's like if we had somebody yell bomb on a plane after 9/11 too. And he was just like, listen, guys, you get out of jail free cards are gone. If you get a speeding ticket, they're gonna give you the death penalty. Like you can only have so many guys that are doing these bad things and be able to happen, dog. What he's doing right now, and this is the only thing I hate about old people, is that we'll make excuses for the old people, but we'll say the young kids are stupid. When at the end of the day, Kirby's job is to control his players. Bobby had a kid fall asleep for a test, and they suggested that he step down because of lack of institutional control. Like just the things that we were holding people accountable for less than 20 years ago, we're giving people passes for actual like committing real crimes, like things where people could truly get hurt, like things that they literally just had people die from. Like remember that somebody died racing each other at the University of Georgia. Incredibly recently. We're been going for a pretty good minute here, so we'll finish this up. There's a couple things I do want to discuss and talk about. We'll talk about this on Wednesday more than likely, but I want to end this with a continuation of things. Just remember, damn, Miles is dead. Oh, man, Miles is fighting a wasp right now. Like,
it can't live, right?
Mother! This is hilarious right here. Miles is literally fighting a wasp with a sandal.
It's impossible. How are you? Does it make sense?
That's a strong ass wasp. He has literally punched the wasp like 5 times. The wasp is not dead. All right. I'm pretty sure if it's not, it ain't gonna make it now, Miles.
Yeah.
If it ain't happy if it ain't dead.
Not where I sleep. Not where I sleep.
Yo.
Okay, that's over. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Actually, you know what? Before we get into it, there is one thing I do. We talk about NIL, right? And people talk about NIL done the right way. So, Miles, click the first one. We'll go into this more in detail. This kid, Trent Seaborn, 2027, is a kid that we're trending for too at Florida State that we really, really like. He won. I mean, he's a 2027 kid. So that means he's going into his sophomore year. The headline is Alabama high school quarterback Trent Seaborn turns down a 7-figure NIL deal. So let's play this. Let's listen to this. And we're going to get you. Well, I'll give you my opinion on it.
Countless college athletes have been cashing in on NIL deals recently, but do the same rules apply for elite high schoolers?
Someone wants to give you $1 million to be on a trading card.
Meet the state title-winning Thompson star quarterback.
This program is that special.
Who can sign a letter of intent, but can't sign an NIL contract in Alabama.
Came home and I said, I got some good news, bad news.
Why he left a 7-figure deal on the table.
I was glad that was his reaction.
The Seaborn saga, right after the Olympics.
All right.
Look at just the graphics alone for what is he, a sophomore?
So, rising sophomore. Trent God has put me on a path to develop and thrive with my brothers and coaches at Thompson. And I know what my coaches and teammates pour into me for my future will be more valuable in the end. Now, don't judge me. I believe more that Donald Trump got shot in the ear and lost half of his ear and it regenerated after he got clipped by an AR-15 bullet, then I believe that a motherfucking family turned down a 7-figure deal for NIL deal. I don't give. Toby Bullock is one of my best dear friends. Again, one of my son's 2 legit godfathers. Somebody offers my son $7 million, we're gonna get $7 million wherever the fuck we gotta go to get that $7 million. No adult, you can. To quote my mother, when I should have listened to her and I should have done it. When I thought about leaving my junior year in college to go to the NFL, son, you can always go back to college and get your degree. You cannot always be a millionaire. Like, that is a once in a lifetime chance, a once in a lifetime opportunity. And you don't turn that down, man. Like, if in fact he did, his father should be arrested for child endangerment.
What if they're an extremely wealthy family?
That would, if they're in the 1% of the population that makes that kind of bread, it was still before I just don't believe this kind of money is being thrown around and you don't take it. It makes absolutely no sense.
Smell like Archie Manning situation,
right? Like, again, like I told people, like Archie Manning getting $60,000 a sudden, even though it was very incredibly good production that they did and a great rollout. Everything's a rollout. Good Coke sell itself, man. They did not need Arch Manning to sell the fucking any more copies of the video game. Back. I don't think there was a person on this planet that said, Arch Manning's not in the video game, I'm not buying it. No. But that just was too egregious to like turn down, man.
No way.
He's a good player. He is a really good player, guys. But like, Bert sounds like that Wasp was winning. That Wasp was whipping Miles' ass, man.
Like, it's so big.
Oh man. Man. Yeah, Primo, the Trey and them, they have Miles is full-blooded Panamanian, and his nephew's is half Panamanian. That's why I want him to get a good Panamanian girl, so that my kids could be 3/4 of Panamanian. But I'm gonna leave you with this: the best thing that happened to podcasts is old heads recounting stories that we know have some fiction, but are believable enough to be true. And to quote Jay-Z, old heads stop acting brand new. Like Tupac didn't have a nose ring too. And everybody loves to talk about how gangster Tupac was because he spoke with distinction and he was very passionate about things. And they talk about him as a thug, but nobody talks about how gangster Michael Jackson was enough. But here's an old head giving a Michael Jackson story. It's the last one. Your old head, your gangsters was sassy. Imagine getting your ass whooped by Michael Jackson.
Wow, I know.
And this story is wild. I'm going to say I believe it's true because I think Tupac was a method actor, and I don't think he can fight like people think he can fight. But let's play this and let's vibe out.
Listen, we have Homie Hills. That's on the top. Only people over here is Michael Jordan. You got
he's a comedian.
Lawrence right here. Ice-T still got that old house.
Funny.
It's in the Hills. So next you know, Mo Preem, Big Sight, rest in peace, Pac, and we fucking Kadada. He's Pac. He's a Gemini. You gonna get the good, nice Pac, or you can get the evil Pac. He comes in, he see Kadada Jones. That's what he's called Kadada. He said, whatever his name, K-Baby, something, I need to holler at you. He don't acknowledge Mike. I'm like, wait a minute, cuz. And he grabbed Kadada's arm. Mike grabbed her arm. They got it like this. And Mike said, watch out, cuz. You still got to handle with my sister, homie. Pac swing, Mike duck it. Mike give him a left, boom. He give him a left, Pac, karate, kick. Yeah, Mike block the kick. Yeah, they go to the ground. Squad man, we come break it up. Mike got grass in his palm, and then Pac got like this. And who stopped that beef? Rest in peace. The homie, IBC. They shook hands and they shrugged and squashed it. They said Mike beat him up, but I said Pac swung first. Mike 6'2". It's Joe Jackson's son from Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
That's the murder capital of the year. Gary, Indiana is down the street from Chicago. The mob. That's where the mob at. Bush and them chewed the grass. They hugged it out. But they were saying Mike beat up too. I said, I don't know. Pac kick, Mike blocked it. He swung. Mike hit him with that. Mike, man, look how he kick in the air. That nigga Mike's a muffin. It went to the grass. We breaking it up because I wanted to see him fight. And it's like, no, Buddha, let's break it up. I want to see it. The Pac love to fight. He can't fight, but he love to fight.
I know he can't fight, man. It's just, you can tell he can't fight. You can tell by his acting that he can't fight.
He went to too many art schools.
And then just the craziest part, what I always tell people, they're like, man, you just a Pac haters. They know I actually enjoy a lot of Pac music. It's very good. Even though he's lying, it's good music. I mean, a lot of good. Hell, I think Rick Ross laid in London on a bed full of money? Like you say, ever made love to the woman of your dreams on a bed full of money out in London while she screams?
Yeah.
I don't believe that shit happened to Rick Ross. But I think Rick Ross has to tell some extreme, luxurious lies. Okay. But Pac, a method actor. There was a thing when he was 17 years old and he was talking about how he got his heart broke by a girl. And he's like, I'm just a gentleman. Like, I would never say anything bad about a lady. He was 17 years old. Right after that, he became a roadie for Digital Underground, notable happy rap group. It was in movies, doing all kinds of stuff with them. Then he went to New York and he filmed Juice. And then he landed a role. It's kind of like this. You see this with actors all the time, and they get typecasted. He just got life casted. Pac landed that role as Juice, as Bishop in Juice, and he was supposed to be trying. And again, it wasn't just that he tried to do. He was supposed to be in Boys in the Hood. I believe he was potentially supposed to be a menace to society. So he was practicing to be these hood guys, and he just stayed in that same character and made some money, which is nothing wrong with that. But like, you can't go from 17 and just be like, you've been a nice guy. There's nothing wrong with being a nice guy. Nice guys are dope, but everybody want to be a hood until it is. Now, it was profitable for him. He was a rock star.
We did that Clarissa Shields earlier, but did you see the weigh-in for that fight?
Man, she yammed up. I was trying to find it, man.
I just saw it.
Listen, dog. Clarissa just
right here.
Yeah, we can blow that up. She was. Oh yeah, push play. Okay. Is that the one? No, that's not. She strip. Oh my goodness! Move me out the way. Get my face out of there. Like the people need to see this. Like this is almost like she's so yammed up. She's so yammed up that we can't put this on video, man. Like, wow. Like the lady who's supposed to have the yams or the model, she don't even want to be near Clarissa.
Yeah. She's like, let me stand behind this dude. I don't want to be compared to golly.
It's like, because I've followed her since I believe the last Olympics is when she was kind of came on the scene. Like I've been watching her, and she's. I have this statement where women got to get their grown women weight. Once they get their grown woman weight, but she's gone up 2 weight classes, so she's been snacking.
She doesn't have the cheeks of like an athlete. She has a cheeks of a mom,
yeah, that's grown woman weight.
Yeah, like for real.
Like she got a son that's. Remember we played the thing from the comedian about the Pop one. Like he was blind. And she said, but the mom wanted him to play, and he was like, the mom, she been like, she got the cheeks of a Pop Warner mom, on 8U, whose son isn't any good, but she's willing to see her baby make the team by any means possible. Like she from the hood too.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
I could actually see that.
You're right, Polo Kid. Alicia Baumgartner is a. she got a wild name, but she's sexy too, and she can fight too. She can scrap. Her and Clarissa be going at it. They used to be friends, but like, I don't know if they trying to just do this bullshit where they kind of attack each other, like to try to for the one day if they ever come and see each other in a fight. It's big, but like, but Alicia was the one that I was in DR. He did this. Was it AB? It's not AB. It's Adrian Bronner. Yeah, Adrian Bronner was saying that she been ran through.
Oh wow!
But she pretty though. I mean, sometimes it be like that, man. You look at them and be like, man, you didn't have to do this, man. You didn't have to do this. But anyways, man, that was a good way to end it, Miles. We needed to end it. Can we play that video? We should end on that video. Just play it. Just watch her weigh in slow motion, and man. But yeah, watching if Alicia, like, I don't think they would have to show that on Pornhub or something. Dog. That's like if them two fight, that's like yams and mac and cheese mixing together at Thanksgiving, man. Like you like watching those two fight is softcore porn to somebody. Like that just wouldn't be right. Like somebody would be like there would be people getting off on that, man. Like, them chicks right there, boy.
The model doesn't compare. She looks like she wants to hide.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. Well, appreciate y'all coming up. We're gonna be doing the show in the morning now. We'll have some special content stuff coming up soon. Probably gonna have an interview with Jamie French and Drake Stubbs as well. Probably get Tramel Jones on again. Get some Mandarin University content going. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys on Wednesday.
Thank you.